So when I said that I can't do anything at my Freyja altar without Loki usually appearing in some form or another to steal the attention, I meant it. Here is my little witchy desk area where I sit and film. Here's my little drawing of Freya that I put in here. And then check this little guy out. What's up, witches? It's Friday, which means that I would really like to sit down and do another Friday with Freya. I would really like to sit down and do another Freyja Friday intuitive tarot reading. I've just been really trying to stay in the habit of doing at least some type of card pull every day, week, just however frequently I can think of it, honestly, which hasn't been very often lately. I've just been busy with work, life, one thing and another, so now I'm back home, getting back into the daily swing of things, trying to relearn how to adult and whatnot. Point being, I'm going to try to, just get in the habit of doing more tarot. Not even necessarily to film or make videos with, but like just for myself, for my husband, whoever, just pulling even a card every day, every other day. I just need to really familiarize myself more with the traditional tarot decks. There's still a lot of cards that I'm just not familiar with the meanings without having to reference books, which is fine. But yeah, I would just like to get better at being able to interpret things on my own without having to be the Hermione that I usually always am and reference all my little books. So this is just going to be a general reading for the month of April. I know we're already, about a week into it, but let's see what this beginning of spring and this month of renewal has for me and you and all of us. Okay, so I'm going to use my Moon Crystal Tarot deck. I honestly haven't been playing around with this one too much lately because, as you can tell, some of the cards are warped because my cats decided to play with them, or spill water. My cats decided to spill water all over them. So that's honestly super depressing because I just bought them and they were not cheap and it came out relatively unscathed, but yeah, you can tell some of the cards are warped now, and so I have kind of just hidden them away and not really played with them a whole lot since then, but we're gonna bust it out today and see what April has in store for us. Okay, this is looking familiar here. The Sun, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Cups. So let's start with these three. So the Sun is a major arcana card, and it usually depicts journeying toward happiness because, the Sun represents brightness, happiness, health, all the good, abundant, feel-good feelings that there are out there in the world. It's like everything is being renewed and illuminated. We're coming into spring now, finally. I know for here, me in the center of Cornlandia, all the spring flowers and the trees are blossoming right now, which is really beautiful. Like all the tulips and the daffodils are out. Tulips and really just daffodils, I don't know why, are just some of my favorite flowers. I think just because, yeah, it symbolizes happiness and spring, and that's definitely what I always think of with this card. I mean, you can see that there's sunflowers in the background. She's riding a unicorn, so that definitely bodes well. And then the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups. Cups are tied to the sign of the element of water and emotions. So these are both cards centered around relationships, feelings, emotions. I think the Six of Cups almost represents having too many options. I mean, you can see that this man is giving her a cup, or a chalice in this case, but there are already 5 other ones on the ground around her. So it's almost like your cup runneth over with opportunities, new things, new relationships, new prospects, new creative ventures. It seems like everything's just going to be coming your way. Let me go back and double check on that, because this is a card that I'm not super certain of. But this one is definitely a card of relationships. It's the Two of Cups. There are 2 people, which were definitely in a very close relationship in the show. So this card definitely represents relationships, harmony, coming together, just 2 people vibing, resonating with each other, and the blossoming of new relationships. It doesn't even have to necessarily be a romantic relationship. It could be friendships. And so, yeah, hopefully this seems to me to be just an overall very optimistic reading, which is what I would like to see going into springtime. I don't know about you guys, but that last reading that I did, where we had like the Tower and the Ten of Cups, yeah, that really called me out on a lot of my shit and fucked my stuff up for a good little bit there. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, I was definitely going through it as well. I hope everyone else came out from that unscathed these last couple months, but yeah, spring is finally here now. I know last time we had the sun come up, and then the rest of the reading was just kind of catastrophe. Like we thought we were seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but maybe it was more like it's always darkest before the dawn, which can definitely be true sometimes. But yeah, we just celebrated Ostara, so the sun is finally out, the days are getting longer again, and let's pull a couple more here. Six of Swords. So you can see here they're in a boat. They have the swords at the prow of the boat and the ferryman pulling them in the boat towards a new horizon. And so yeah, I think this also just reflects journeying toward new things. You have all of your collected wisdom and everything that you've acquired over, however long this last cycle has been for you, whether it was year, week, month, whatever. We have it all in front of us now, basically. We're journeying, taking that next step forward on our journeys. I know for me, I'm starting to try to just delve into more books related to shamanism and Seder work, among other things. So yeah, I think now is definitely the time to just venture out, start your new projects. Ooh, and then we have the moon, my favorite wicked lady, because the moon just represents our subconscious, whereas the sun reflects, who we are out in the daytime, who we present to the world, that public persona, what we think we should want, be, present, achieve. The moon is like the id. The moon is the subconscious, maybe those thoughts and desires that you don't even know that you have, any unresolved shadows that might still be lingering down there in the depths of your subconscious. Now's the time. If you didn't do it over the winter or in this last go around, last couple months, Now's the time. Bring it all out, drag it up to the light, deal with it so you can let it go and move on to what else is out there for you. It's time to put ourselves out there into the world and let it go and embrace the next part of our path. And there we go, 7 of Pentacles. Pentacles represent earthly achievements, the element of earth, and so they're tied to, earthly achievements, wealth, jobs, that type of thing. And so as we can see here in the 7 of Pentacles card, this woman is standing triumphantly over the fruits of her labor. Literally, she's got this big, luscious green plant growing next to her with all of these pentacles growing on it like fruits. And she's kind of standing over it triumphantly like, yeah, look what I've done. Look what I've achieved. So I think this is definitely an optimistic card. I hope that we are all thinking about what we want to achieve in this next coming year, this spring, this next month in particular, because now is the time. I don't know about you guys, but I started the seeds indoors for my garden that I'm going to be growing this year. We are expanding our garden, so yeah, I think this definitely means that you reap what you sow, so now is the time to plant those seeds. Plant those seeds of opportunity and go for it. Okay, and then just in the interest of like full disclosure transparency, because like I said, I'm doing these intuitive readings to familiarize myself with cards that I don't know the meanings of off the top of my head, or just by being able to interpret the symbolism on the pictures. So the 6 of Cups was one that I was a little bit unclear about the meaning, and I think it definitely does still tie into the general gist of this card pull, because this is my favorite book that I've had for years that I use for interpreting tarot. No lie, I got it in like the bargain section at Barnes & Noble decades ago whenever I got my first tarot deck, and it's honestly like my favorite book. I still have it and I go to it all the time because it's like in this really handy dandy binder format, and it just really goes in depth while also giving you like little keywords and interpreting the symbolism of like the general Rider-Waite motifs that you'll see depicted in the cards. So anyway, this says, past efforts bear fruit in the present. And so I definitely think that is applicable to this card that we ended up with here. And what I was saying about now is the time to plant your seeds, whether it be literal seeds in my case, or even just projects that you might be wanting to start, things like that, hobbies you might want to be picking up, whatever it is that you want to be able to look back on and achieve, now's the time to start it. All right, and then to wrap up this reading, when I was walking into the living room to grab like my cards and stuff to get ready to do this, this new deck, which I actually didn't pick up, my husband did, so I didn't even buy this for myself, and I haven't touched it at all, honestly, but this fell off the table out of nowhere, and so I felt like it was a sign that I was supposed to pull from this one, which is the Yggdrasil Norse Divination cards by Haukur Halldórsson. And yeah, like I said, I honestly haven't touched these at all. I flipped through them maybe once after we first got them in the mail, because I think we just found them on Amazon, and so yeah, my husband ordered them, and they're just kind of black and white illustrations, which makes it not very appealing to me and my sensibilities. But hey, yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to trust my gut, and if I get something that I feel like is a sign from deity to like, hey, pull this card, hey, use this deck, I'm gonna go with that. So yeah, I'm gonna shuffle these cards and we'll pull a couple, one or two, and see what it says here. All right, Mimir, Omniscient Advisor Council. So yeah, Mimir is the one who presides over the Well of Mimir, which can grant super important knowledge. Yeah, the well of knowledge, basically. It's what Odin sacrificed his eye to be able to get a single drink out of. I'm gonna say this means not only are we on this path to pursue knowledge and wisdom as Odin does, by, as I said, being willing to even sacrifice his eye to drink from Mimir's well, but Odin also later on ends up receiving Mimir's head back from the Vanir after they weren't very happy with Mimir as a hostage / counsel giver, so they cut off his head and sent it back to Odin, and Odin decided that he was going to preserve the head somehow so that Mimir would still always be around to give him advice. So what I'm going to say is this means don't be afraid to reach out to others for advice, for counsel. Especially with me having found a community of like-minded pagans to be able to get online with and just ask questions, get advice for how to go about certain spells or rituals or work with certain deities, and just, any questions or where to get started, or even just day-to-day life things, having a place to vent, having someone to ask about where's the best place to go, like how can I change a tire, just even day-to-day stuff like that. Don't feel like you have to take it all on yourself. Like, everyone has to walk their own path and decide how they're gonna walk it, but it's nice being able to at least have a community to support you along the way and guide you when you need it. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and make yourself vulnerable in a sense, because no man is an island. No one can do everything alone. Don't demonetize me, haha. Anyway, so whatever, my videos aren't for kids because I like the swear words. Sif, Earth, fertility, family. Sif is Thor's wife, actually, and we've definitely had the storms rolling through here yesterday for sure. And so, yeah, it's definitely interesting to see with, like, the sun and everything going into this springtime season with just Earth and fertility in general, and, especially with, like, Easter, Ostara being a time to spend with family usually. I think it just, kind of sums up everything in these top cards with you reap what you sow. Now's the time to plant your seeds, pay it forward, let go of the past, but also tap into your subconscious to figure out what is it you really want, what do you want to pursue, what do you want to grow in your garden this year, whether it be literally or figuratively. Now's the time. Now's the time to pursue those new projects. Seek new wisdom if you need to, and just plant those seeds so that you can look back on what you've accomplished, and whether it be a month or a couple months from now, and be proud of your achievements. So I think this is all really good things in store going into this next month, which is definitely vibing with a lot of just other readings that I've been watching other people do on YouTube lately. I like to watch pick-a-cards myself every now and again. I'm feeling much more optimistic leaving y'all with this reading than I was the last one. So hang in there, everybody. I know things might not have gone according to plan the last several months, but better days are ahead. Better things are on the horizon. Now's the time to plant those seeds, enter into those new partnerships, relationships. Take the plunge, take that leap of faith, put yourself out there, and good things are going to come from it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this and that it was helpful and beneficial for you. It's definitely helpful to me to do general card pulls because it's a great way for me to pull cards that I wouldn't normally see in my own readings and just yeah, familiarize myself with things like this that I might not be able to go give you a gist of off the top of my head, but generally it's about interpreting things within context too. So I think within the context of this reading, it was definitely, yeah, not just pay it forward, but having opportunities being laid before you and being able to take advantage of those. Alright, and the cat's in here making noise now, so I'm going to take that as my cue to wrap this up, and I will see you on the next one.